Welcome back, everybody, to another video. I know I haven't been sticking close to my regular stream schedule or YouTube upload schedule the last week and a half, but with all the commotion going on in the community, with the recent pushing of 3.18 to now 3.17.4, and also the Jumptown and Ninetales lockdown events going on, things have been very busy here in the squadron, and it's nice to say that I've been having a lot of fun with the team and everyone else who's decided to kind of spend their time here on the Discord. But today's video is a little different. It's not exactly an instructional video. We're not breaking down any specific fights. The fight you're watching right now was a 10 versus 1 situation that happened during the Ninetales event, which subsequently went over the course of about 20 minutes. But I'm just going to show you the first couple minutes here because that's where the majority of the kills happen in the first little bit here. But I wanted to open the discussion about some things that I feel are a little bit concerning just in general with the Star Citizen community. Now, I may be off base when I ask these questions, and perhaps me voicing my opinion or my thoughts on this might give me some trouble, but I really do genuinely think that this discussion needs to be had, and I feel like it's not going to be had on Spectrum, and it's not going to be had in direct chat or global chat in the actual game itself. So you're probably thinking, okay, what are you getting at, Adventure? Well, basically, for me, I find like people's outlook or view on the events of Jumptown and Ninetales lockdown, perhaps maybe people feel like it should be too safe. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but from my point of view, how I understand the events are supposed to be played is that, for example, Jumptown is whoever controls Jumptown basically has free money or free time to print as much drugs as they want. And in Ninetales lockdown, if you have a crime stat, you can pull the criminal side of the mission, and you can either bring a gang of vandal ships like you saw there, which we did do for one stream, which was very, very fun, or you can bring a hammerhead and some light fighters like you can see here, which we also did for another stream, which again was a tremendous amount of fun. Content like this is meant to be enjoyed together in a squadron. And I feel like there's this, I don't want to say a portion of the community, but there is this idea that floats around where people seem to think that these events are not meant to be, like PvPers aren't meant to show up to these events essentially. Whereas from my point of view, I feel like the entire idea behind these events is to PvP. Also, people's complaints about the 8.2 I feel like are largely unsubstantiated. Oh my god, I can't even speak today, guys. And that was largely due to the fact that there's a lot of folks out there who don't really understand all the counters to the weapon systems and all the counters to what you can do, right? I mean, I've had a lot of fun at Jumptown in the last few days, and I've had a lot of fun with Ninetales, and a lot of that has come with just doing the missions we were told to do. But there's this always this trend that happens where if we show up and we bring a squadron, we're coordinated, we're doing the missions, a lot of times there's a lot, I don't want to say salt, but there's a lot of folks out there who get very upset to the point of well, I mean, we've all probably seen these folks, but this is an important discussion to have. Should Star Citizen be less about PvP, and should Star Citizen make it more obvious that there is a extreme danger to some of these things? My point of view stands that people should be educated and they should be trained on the threats that are out there, and that if you don't prepare for those threats, that you will suffer the consequences of either getting killed or being shot down. In this instance here, this C2 was coming into Jumptown many times, and thus we scouted them out, found where they were reloading bombs and causing trouble for the guys that were at our Jumptown, and we subsequently hunted them down and took them out one by one, right? So I know that PvP isn't most people's forte, for some reason which still remains alien to me, considering I came from a game called EVE Online, where the majority of the game was based around player interactions, and is the reason why games like EVE Online exist, and to such popularity that they exist over almost 25 years now. So my real question is, Is Jumptown and is Ninetales lockdown healthy for the game if people are, on the quote-unquote griefer side, which to me I find is very ludicrous, considering most of Star Citizen will be about player interactions with each other. So if you're in a medical frigate, if you're in a blockade runner and you're bringing medical supplies and it costs you, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 million credits to fill that load, but you fail to use a scout, you fail to address the threats that are in the server, you fail to bring any escorts, and on top of that you fail to land successfully, even under pressure, I don't feel like those people deserve to complain, because we were even given a mission as the criminal side to engage people that were blockade runners, and there seems to be quite a large voice in Star Citizen where it's these people shouldn't be like, the events shouldn't be like this, there should be no griefing like that, and to me it's the whole risk/reward. Now there's a lot of folks that get into a Ninetales server and they're able to buy a bunch of medical supplies. They roll the dice and, oh, look at that, they didn't get Avenger Squadron, they didn't get another PvP crew, so they were able to make their millions or whatever, and off they go, they live their happy day, right? But every once in a while you roll the dice and oops, you got Avenger Squadron and they're all organized and they're all in Vandal ships, and those people start dropping like flies, and a lot of times this happens. The global chat turns into an absolute toxic mess. People are very upset. They're very visibly and verbally distressed. And to me, I feel like there's Star Citizen's community right now, I feel, is a little bit naive and they're a little soft. I don't think Star Citizen community is prepared for the level of viciousness that humans are capable of exerting onto each other, even in a game environment. And my big push on this channel, and my big push in general with my stream and everything I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to wake people up and say, hey guys, pay attention, because there's going to come a day where there's going to become more and more and more and more PvP out there, and the risk is going to get more and more and more. And so gone will become the days of just randomly flying around in a transport ship with no scouts and no get out plan and no way of escaping. You're going to have to learn, how to keep yourself safe. Instead of flying blindly into a war zone that specifically says this is a dangerous area, do not go here unless you expect to fight, and then getting upset when there actually is people there, playing the mission on the hostile side, right? So now I am very biased, and I understand that this video is more of me just getting my thoughts out, but I'd like to engage in the discussion, because I've gotten a lot of this on my recent videos as well, where people are complaining, saying that I'm a griefer, saying I'm a horrible person because I'm torpedoing A2s that are full of medical supplies because that was the mission to do, right? And I just kind of shake my head. I'm just like, if people want to make Avenger 1 the enemy, I can't stop people from doing that, right? But if people think that I'm the worst thing that's going to hit you at Jumptown, people have no idea what's coming for Pyro. And if people think that there's that if I'm toxic, there are crews out there that I've met in EVE Online that make me look. I'm not even on the board of the things that people are going to do to each other once those organizations come from EVE Online and other games into Star Citizen, right? So anyway, these are my thoughts, folks. I know this wasn't this is kind of a different video. This was mostly me just kind of expressing my concern for the level of softness that the Star Citizen community has over these events, and my openness and my willingness to want to help change that outlook and to help educate and instruct people on how to become better pilots, and also how to wake people up and tell them, it's like, look, if you die, you got only yourself to blame. If you're not prepared for the threats that are out there, you cannot demonize the people that are doing the missions, and you cannot demonize people who are PvPing, because it's not them that you should be blaming. It's you. It's the person that's behind the wheel. It's the person that flew into a combat zone with no scout, no get out plan, and just expected to make free money, and now they suffer the consequences of getting a new ship without all the money they spent on it. So either way, guys, please feel free to comment please feel free to jump in the discussion. If you'd like to come and join us on Discord anytime, please follow the link on Twitch, which is linked in the description of the video. And also, as always, thank you to all the subscribers and everyone who's made this channel and everything I do here possible. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I could not do this without you. My name is Avenger One, and I will see you next time.